What's up, guys? Welcome to another video of DevTalks with your host Traven, and in this video we're actually going to go over this NeoBot, the one that's for your home and everything that you guys love and whatever. One of the bots that are supposed to be in your home, and apparently it learns on its own and all this other stuff, and they just did this whole preview. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and let's dive right in. I'm not gonna lie, needing a robot to put the toilet seat up for you is kind of crazy. That it just showed it in the scene right there. Letting it put the seat up for you is kind of crazy. Yeah, that's peak laziness right there.
Today, we're releasing the 1x world model. Neo can now turn any prompt into autonomous action. With the latest update to the 1x world model, Neo learns from internet-scale data and applies it to the real world. By visualizing future actions with a video model grounded in physics, Neo can generalize to new tasks it's never seen before. This opens a new path for robotics learning, one where robots learn by teaching themselves, using the data they generated on their own, and grow in AI capabilities alongside the rapidly improving video models.
Our world model is pre-trained on web-scale video data that captures human interaction, and then post-trained on robot data to ground that understanding in real-world physics and Neo's humanoid embodiment. This allows Neo to visualize future actions and use a built-in inverse dynamics model to turn those visualizations into movement. Today, we'll use the world model as Neo's cognitive core to execute autonomous action sequences several seconds long. How it works is you'll give Neo a prompt with voice or text. For this example, I'll use the world model desktop interface to illustrate how it comes together. And start with something simple, like having Neo pack this orange into the lunchbox. Once you prompt Neo, it'll take what it sees as input to generate a visualization of how to complete the request. As you can see on the screen below, Neo is visualizing how to perform this task using its world model. You can either have Neo automatically execute the generation or choose the best one to run from among several parallel generations. While Neo has never seen these objects before, there are still some examples of pick-and-place tasks in our dataset. So one might assume it's generalizing to a similar task to create this visualization. But this is not the case. With the world model, Neo can perform any task with any object, whether there is existing data or not. Not only has Neo never seen his toilet, but it has never performed a task anywhere near similar. Without any prior data on how to operate a toilet seat, the transfer of human knowledge becomes a lot more apparent.
So I think we've seen enough. There's a lot that they put in here that I want to actually impact. Let me go back to the CEO's remarks. The CEO said something that's kind of actually scary earlier in this video when he talked about it's being able to type these prompts for the robotics to just do it. Man, imagine just typing on your phone for your bot to do something real quick and it goes and does it. You don't even have to say it out loud. You just text it, prompt it. And I'm going to get into that, which I think is a cool thing and an amazing part of technology growth. But the part of it being able to learn on its own and do tasks on its own makes it seem like it's becoming human in a sense, and cognitive ability human size wise. These things are able to compute things probably one day way more advancedly and quicker than a human mind can, because a human mind in its own aspect is a computer. All the different neurons and everything that's going on in there. And people say we only use what percentage of our minds? Let me look it up real quick, because that's what we do on this channel. We look up everything. What percentage of the human mind is used. 10%. The idea, we use virtually all of our brain, but we oh, it's the myth. I think what it is we use 100% of our brain, but the brain uses like it protects you from a lot of things that it we're not going into all of that. Yeah, so I guess they still figuring that stuff out. But in a sense, if you have a robot in your home that can do things on its own, that will learn on its own, that can completely come up with things on its own and just start doing stuff, right? Because that's the point where they're going to lead this robotic to. When you have a robot in your home that's doing all this stuff on its own, figuring things out, being able to learn, what does that sound like? It sounds like you're raising a child almost in this robot. And when it gets smart enough, then you get the older child. That means these robots are going to have teenage years. And it's going to go through growing pains and things like that mentally, quote unquote. And what happens when they become too, what happens when they become disobedient? What happens when they learn bad actions and stuff? And yeah, they're going to say we put safeguards against it and things like that. When you give things the ability to autonomously think like that, crazy things can happen. You never know. And all of these companies that are building these robotics needs to be careful with it on that level and make sure that all these safety things are checked and blocked off and all of the crap, because we not having, like I said, we not having another iRobot series being created and living that stuff in real life. I ain't going through that, yo. I ain't pulling up my Will Smith with my fake arm, going down the tower. If I'm spoiling iRobot for you, you should have watched it 20 years ago. Literally. It was more like 15 years ago. But still, you should have watched it a long time ago. I don't want to be fighting robots in the street. You see how people go in there fighting officers and stuff nowadays. Look, I ain't fighting no robots. I ain't even going out there to fight officers. You think I'm gonna fight a robot for you? Maybe if it knocks on my door, I ain't going out there. 100 versus 100, I ain't taking my chance. I don't like them odds. I don't like them odds. You're gonna have to get rid of them. You need to go to the source. Go to the source. That's what they did in iRobot. They went to the source. Blew that thing up. Talking about fighting it in the streets. I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it with these robots. I'm telling y'all right now. The one thing that you want to know something? Before I get into the whole scripting thing, right? Before I get into the whole scripting thing and how amazing that actually is that I like, I am so grateful that I don't test things. And let me put it in a better place. I'm so grateful that I'm not a first adopter type of person where something new comes out and I gotta grab it. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Because you know what it does? It protects me. It protects me from all of the BS that can potentially happen. I'm telling you, I ain't getting one of these robots in my crib until it's been in somebody's house for years. I'm telling you, I'm not getting it. And that's maybe. That's maybe after I'm telling you, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not. When the first iPhone come out, I'll give you a better example. When a new iPhone come out, I don't grab that. Yeah, y'all have fun with that. Yep. Yeah, I'll get the iPhone and that comes out in another 5 years, maybe. Yeah, I'll get the one in 5. I'm cool. My phone worked perfectly fine. Why I need to buy a new phone? Mine worked perfectly fine. Oh, you said the update messed up your phone? That's crazy. I ain't update mine. That's wild. Unless there's like a protection thing, like a security thing. Security updates I do. I do security updates. Major updates. Your major update ruined your phone? Crazy. Mine worked perfectly fine. You see this? But back on the topic, I actually do enjoy the little text prompts, being able to do things. And the amazing part that I like even more is one, you can have it, you have the option to just let it do the first thing that comes to its mind with the prompt, or you can let it run through a lot of simulations and pick the best one. I think that is a beautiful and amazing thing. It's a great thing technologically, and how advanced everything is coming. I actually do like that a lot. I really do. It is an awesome feature to me. I think it's amazing. Like I can't say that enough. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I really appreciate you all so much. You guys have no idea. I really do. If you have any suggestions, send me an email at devtalkspod@gmail.com. Also in the descriptions on my socials and personal channel. Go check it out. A lot of videos popping out this year. Without further ado, peace. See you next time.